October. I don't know when I'm gonna put this up, but I'm reading horror for spooky season, and I'm gonna start with Slewfoot by Brom. I don't know anything about this man. I don't know what to expect. I've never read a horror book before, but I think because I don't really like any thriller or mystery books, that I'm really just wanting to read a horror book, but I've never read one. So this is the test. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'm actually so scared that I can't ever read one again. I don't know. Well, we're gonna start with this one. I've heard great things about it, so I'm gonna start with this, and hopefully I won't get too scared. Page 56 in Slewfoot because these chapters are so long. Like, I just contemplated reading the next chapter, but it's 30 pages and I kind of want to go to bed. So it's set in 1666, which is so funny. So we're in Puritan times. Like, all the characters are Puritan, and we're talking about women don't have rights, women aren't supposed to talk, that kind of thing. So it's a little tough, but the spookiness, it's there right off the bat, which is cool because I feel like a lot of thriller books, you know, the anticipation, the build-up is part of the thrilling aspect, but I guess if it's gonna be scary, it can be scary as soon as you open the book. I mean, I don't feel like I'm far enough in to have a super big opinion, but I think it's interesting enough to keep reading, so that's good. It's Wednesday, so a couple days later. I have not read any more of Slewfoot, so I'm still on page like 50 something. But I figured I would include another book that I'm listening to on Spotify. It's Lady Macbeth by Ava Reed. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why I decided to pick this up. I remember seeing a lot of people being excited for this, and I saw it in the new release section, but it's only in a hardcover, so it's really expensive. It has in the genre section, it says there's horror, like one of the genres, because for some reason Goodreads decides to put a million genres for each book, and horror is more towards the bottom, so that's why I'm just like kind of mentioning it. For example, Slewfoot's genre bubbles, the #1 bubble is horror. So then, I don't know, I feel like I can include it because it technically has horror on the little genre bubbles, but anyways, Lady Macbeth is really good. I'm listening to it on Spotify, like I said, and I do think that is enhancing the experience because I'm not sure how much I would like it if I was reading it. I think I'm almost done with that one actually. I'm 51% through Lady Macbeth, and it's also really funny. So I've read Macbeth in high school. I don't remember much of it. Well, okay, I'll say loosely. I was supposed to read Macbeth in high school, like my class did, and I feel like I read bits and pieces because... So I kind of know that... Actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like as I've been reading this, I've been getting Hamlet and Macbeth confused. I'm enjoying it so far. So that's my update. I'm gonna read Slewfoot right now, and obviously I will update you. Page 100, and this book is definitely interesting. I'm slightly confused though. There's two different perspectives, one of the monster and one of the girl, and I'm confused always in the monster's perspective because he's confused, so I guess it makes sense. But it's definitely interesting, definitely weird, definitely creepy and gross, but I'm enjoying it, so hopefully I'll read some more tomorrow. It's been a minute since I read this and since I updated. I'm on page 106. I think I'm literally 6 pages further than when I last updated. Oh, that's so embarrassing. This book moves pretty slow, I think. It's spooky right now, slow and spooky. So I'm interested to see if it picks up pace or if it just gets spookier, maybe even scary. I just need to sit down and like do it, basically. So I'm gonna sit here and read as much as I can, and we'll see how I feel. in Slewfoot, and I just got past a bunch of pictures, which is interesting. I don't know why they're just randomly in the middle of the book, because it's not like we were just talking about them or just introduced to these characters. Honestly, not even that spooky so far. Like, it's quite... it's just about this woman during Puritan times, and there's definitely weird stuff happening, but none of it's super scary, spooky so far. And I was thinking about this earlier because this book is could be considered slow. And I was thinking about how I'm reading horror because I am not really satisfied with thrillers or mysteries, but at least thrillers and mysteries have some sort of like anticipation or like suspense aspect to it. And so I don't really know if horror books have a lot of suspense or anticipation in it, and if it's just like scary, like gross, gory kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm really interested. So I wanted to point out that I was wondering that because I have read a horror book before. I don't know if I said I hadn't, but I've read Tender as the Flesh. I read it last Halloween, and that book is gross. That book is gross the whole time, and that's a horror book. So that's what I'm wondering, if like the difference between thriller, mystery, and horror is just like thriller, mystery has suspense and horror has gross. And then I'm like, is horror really scary or is it just gross? I'm having lots of thoughts, but not really too many about this book. I'm gonna keep reading. My boyfriend has read this book before. He says that at the end it gets really crazy and scary and whatever. So I think that it's kind of gonna take me until the end to figure out like what I feel about the book, unfortunately. I did buy this book today, Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. She also wrote If We Were Villains. This is my next read. And then I still haven't finished Lady Macbeth yet. I only have like 2 hours left though, I think. So I'll probably finish that at some point tomorrow, but I hope that I can get like pretty far into this because I'm kind of sick of being in the middle of it. This was probably the best choice for my first horror book because it wasn't that scary. It was just kind of gory, like people were just dying, which I don't know. I expected a lot more, I feel like, and also it just sucks because I don't like the time period it's set in, and it's all about the Puritans, and the last thing I read about Puritans was The Crucible, and I really did enjoy that. I feel like they were pretty similar. It was a good book, so I rated it 3 stars. It's a good book. It just wasn't for me. I'm gonna say I'm so happy I'm done with it though, because I would have DNF'd that book probably 100 pages in, but I thought it was gonna get scarier and then it didn't. So that's that. I'm gonna start reading Graveyard Shift soon. Update though, I finished listening to Lady Macbeth by Ava Reed. It's so good. Listening to the Spotify audiobook, I'm not sure about if it's different on Audible or anything else, but it was such a good production of like an audiobook. The narrator was amazing. And the story was really, really good. It was so surprising. Like I had mentioned previously, I don't entirely remember what happens in Macbeth. So then I feel like it made it better because it wasn't like I was expecting it to follow a specific storyline, but it was really, really good. I highly recommend that. I want to read another one of Ava Reed's books because that was amazing. I really, really liked it. I gave that one 5 stars, which is interesting. So I know there's a lot of discourse about ratings and stuff, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's like a 5-star feeling. I didn't get like a 5-star feeling listening to that book, but it's definitely a 5-star book. It was so good. So those are my 2 updates. I'm gonna start Graveyard Shift later. Page 54 of Graveyard Shift, and it's actually really good so far. I don't know why I said actually, it's just really good so far. It's such a short book, which I love. I love a novella. There's 5 characters, like 5 main characters, but all of the introductions are so like snappy, so you get to know them quickly, and I feel like it's perfect. I think that I love novellas because of the pacing. The pacing has to be quick. I love a quick book. So this is really good so far. It's very interesting, and I'm gonna finish it. Shift. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. That was great. I love a little short, fast read. That was actually so interesting. Oh my gosh, I'm not using my laundry. That's so embarrassing. Anyway, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. However, none of these books that I read scared me. But am I reading the right ones? This is definitely not the first time I'm gonna read horror, no, it is the first time I'm gonna read horror, but it's not the last time I'm gonna read it because I want to try to read an actual scary book. If you have any recommendations for an actual scary book, please tell me, because I want to be spooked. I want to be shaking in my boots reading a book. Yeah, that was so good. I think, okay, so I read Slewfoot, which was a 3-star. I read Graveyard Shift, which was a 4-star. And then I listened to Lady Macbeth, which was a 5-star. So I would say, even though none of them were spooky, scary, making me nervous, they were all really good books. I'm still happy with the end result. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you next week. Anyways, bye!